In any case, all right. A dad has posed as a gunman to test school security. He got himself arrested. All right, that's seems like an interesting way of testing school security. Here's a picture of the individual. He is facing third-degree felony charges. Think about what he did, Lewis. He showed up at a school and had someone. He went to the door, and then when a staffer opened up the door, he said, he got into the office. He walked into the school. He went into the office and he said, "I'm a shooter. You're dead, you're dead, you're dead," and started pointing to people. And then he asked to speak to the principal.
So he didn't actually bring a gun.
He didn't bring a gun, no. But you know what? This was in Texas. Isn't he lucky he didn't get himself shot?
Yes, probably.
Well, it was a gun-free zone. If we had Larry Pratt's way, he would have been killed.
Right. Yeah, if it wasn't a gun-free zone.
So what are the felony charges?
The felony charges are, what is the felony charge? It's making a terroristic threat.
Huh, was it a threat?
Well, in other words, whether you have a gun or not, if you go into a school, if you push your way into a school and identify yourself as a shooter, that's the threat. It's not connected to whether you have a gun or not, right?
Right.
Do you agree with that, Natan?
Sorry, say that again?
If you go into a school and you identify yourself as a shooter, push your way in and start saying, "I am a shooter, you're dead, you're dead," you're making the threat. It doesn't matter if you have a gun or not.
What he should have said was, if I was a shooter,
you'd be dead. Right, he should have yelled that. Then everything would be fine.
I mean, I think the point is just walking in there is proof enough that anyone with a gun can walk in and start shooting.
Well, that's the thing. Some people like this test. Like David Ciano, who's a parent at the school, he told NBCDFW.com that the incident shows we are not prepared. His intent was simply to say, you've done nothing, and that's what it showed. So if that's what it takes, it's a shame. Some parents apparently liking this. As a parent, Lewis, you famously said on the show, you don't want a kid right now, but if you accidentally had one, most likely, probably, you would love that kid. If your kid was in Texas and went to this school, what would you think of this guy's stunt?
I think it's a good thing.
You like this?
He used the wrong choice of words, but it's fine. I mean, he got his message across, and he didn't hurt anybody.
No, it's an anarchistic way of going about this. Why don't you, instead of pretending to be a shooter, hold on. Whoa. If instead of pretending to be a shooter and going in and doing this, and then asking to speak to the principal after you've told people which ones are dead, what if you call the principal and you meet with them and you say, "Listen, I don't think the school is prepared. What have you done?" The principal tells you, and then you say, "What if we have some kind of a drill or something like that?" You do this on the up and up. You don't do this in an anarchistic way, right? What do you think about Lewis saying this is good, Natan?
I disagree. I think that when you're talking about civil laws and civil rights being infringed, and it's not a criminal situation, like say you're not being allowed to register to vote, it's okay to test that law at the expense of breaking a local law to prove a point.
Right.
But when you're talking about criminal laws, I think that it's completely absurd to try to test it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I think I'm completely neutral on what this guy did. He and what he did doesn't fall on either side of the argument. I mean, it could go either way. If he had a gun, some damage would have been done. If they had a gun, it could go either way.
Let's say he did this stunt with a gun, but he never actually fired it. Then would your feelings be different?
Yes.
They would be.
Yes.
So you're focusing on he didn't really have the gun.
There was no, There was
he's
no
just
intent to harm anybody.
Well, he's not actually.
He's
not being charged with actually doing that. He's being charged with making a terroristic threat. If you make a bomb threat and you don't really have a bomb,
correct,
you're still making a terroristic threat. So the fact that he didn't have the gun is irrelevant to me.
That's true. That's true.